darling, and welcome back to another video, people. We have finally started intermittent fasting on this cut. I'm about to end the fast now. It's about 11:30. I normally leave it a little bit later. Man wants to train in a bit, so all I'm having is a protein shake. So 1 scoop of protein, 1 scoop of creatine, and then I'm only having 2 slices of bread with a bit of jam. The only reason for that is that I like having something solid in my system before I go on train. We're going to train about an hour and a half, hour and a half, and it's my first session in 2 days. I took the last 2 days off. Well, yesterday was technically active rest, but took the last 2 days off just to keep the strength up, to keep the recovery up. We can talk a little bit more about that at the end of this video, because it is the title of this video. But for now, we're going to eat this and we're going to train some shoulders.
I can't forgive myself, can't bottle up my memories. If only time will tell the truth and stop explaining the calm before the swell. I feel it in the melody. I will forget this hell and find my sweet serenity.
Right, so it's time we start talking about the topic of the video, and I'm going to start doing a voiceover for it. Now, just as a disclaimer, if you start seeing the same clip 2 or 3 times, it just means I ramble on. I have a tendency to do it, and I just needed to bring the video out to a point where I can actually just talk about what I want to talk about. Right, so my top tips for basically when you're losing fat, how to keep your muscle and how to keep your strength. Now I'm going to try to keep it to 3 or 4 tips and try to keep it as helpful and useful as possible. So tip number 1 would be, I see most people do too high of a caloric deficit, right? So what I mean by that is, obviously to burn fat you need to be in a caloric deficit, and I see some people just straight out of the gates on their cuts just doing 500 or 600 calorie deficits, and it's just way too much, way too early, way too quickly. I think what people need to do is, especially at the start, either eat at maintenance and go into a deficit through cardio, or go into a very, very, very slight deficit, like 50 to 100 calories for the first like 2 or 3 weeks. I can promise you're still in a deficit, so you'll still get results. So that's tip number 1. Just don't lower the calories too quickly, because you're just going to have to keep lower and lower and lower, and you're going to end up cutting the ass off yourself. You're going to eat under 2,000 calories, and nobody wants to do that because that's just torture. Tip number 2, this one's going to be for, I guess, keeping your strength up while on a cut, is efficient warm-ups and warm-downs. So basically your cool down. The reason why this is so important is to warm up and warm down correctly. I mean, like, do 10 minutes warming up, like dynamic stretching, getting all your like synovial fluid into the joints, getting the muscle warmed up for the session. The reason why this will help you retain strength on your cut is warming up and warming down. Especially with the warm up, that's going to make you get the most out of your gym session. That is going to give you the best bang for your buck regarding that gym session, and it's going to help you keep at the same weights and possibly progress at the start of a cut. Cooling down is just, I think, common sense. I think everyone should do it straight after a workout. Just, you know, do some static stretching on the body parts that you worked that day. That will just increase your recovery. If you increase your recovery, you're going to increase your strength. Tip number 3, rest days are important. So tip number 3 does kind of lap over with tip number 2, but rest days are important. Rest days are important because it gives the body a chance to recover, okay? Muscle growth and adaptation to a stress. So when we recover, when we take a rest day, be it an active rest day or a non-active rest day, you're giving the body the chance to actually adapt. You're giving the body a chance to actually grow and adapt to what is. So if it's in a caloric deficit, it's going to adapt to the caloric deficit by losing body fat. The rest days will help that. I always recommend 1, maybe 2 rest days a week, depending on how far you are into your lifting career. There's a lot of little factors, but I definitely do recommend rest days. I just think they're smart. Tip number 4, this will probably be my last, but to be honest, I think it's going to be the most helpful tip that I think most people can use is try increase your NEAT. So for what people don't understand, NEAT is non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So in common sense, right, for people who are like, Ganzo, the hell is that? NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, is basically the calories you're burning outside of the gym, is the easiest way I can describe it to people. So going on a walk, increasing your steps, bring the dog for a walk, go for a slight swim, just move, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the best way, in my opinion, to get people to either lose weight or lose body fat, is actually by increasing your NEAT. So I always tell people, try hit the 10,000 step goal, work up to that. After a couple of weeks, 12,000 steps, you can see the progress in your NEAT. That will help burn calories. That will also put you in a greater caloric deficit. So that's what's going to help you burn fat. This has dragged on about 4 minutes, so I guarantee some clips are probably going to drag over, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys take something from it. Any questions, just ask me in the comment section, or just, you know, hit me up on Instagram. Instagram's always going to be linked below, so make sure to follow me there too. And any questions, make sure to hit me up on Instagram. And most importantly, guys, please leave the video a like. Make sure you're subbed to the channel if you haven't already. And yeah, let's get on with the rest of today's video. Right, so sat here out the back, about to edit a YouTube video. I have a couple of them to do, but I'll only get the one done tonight. And look at this sunset. I don't know about you, but I could definitely get used to working in an environment like this. I always say it. Ireland is the best country ever. When it's sunny, it just... What was that? It just does not happen enough at all. Oh yeah. Yeah, it just definitely doesn't happen enough in this country. But when it's sunny, man, look at that. Absolutely epic. So I'm going to sit down, I'm going to edit this video, and then we're going to make dinner. Right, so that's rendering there now. It's going to take about 30 to 32 minutes. So Premiere Pro is telling me Premiere Pro stopped responding twice, and I forgot to save my work. The first time, did not make the mistake. The second time, thank God. But I'm gonna go and get a shower now, because man, smells like absolute crap. I'm a smelly little belly at the moment, because I didn't get a chance to shower straight after the gym, because I was in a rush to get out to my nanny's. And then that was just like, that's just disgusting. So I smell like crap, and I also need to drain the spuds. So it's reference, get it. So I will catch you guys at dinner. Also, you might still be able to see it, but look at that. Retarded tan line right there. That's an Irish tan line. Vest literally stops halfway up my shoulder. Well done, Ganzo. That is dinner. That is a Cajun darn. It's a little bit different than the normal marinade one I get. The normal marinade is pepper and wild garlic. Looks a little bit drier, but we can't judge it till we eat it, I suppose. I'm going to finish that meal off with some Jaffa cakes, preferably about 4 to 5 of them. Now, a little pro tip for some of you ladies out there: if you ever want a piece of the Gan Man, okay, all you need to do is wave a pack of buttons on front of my face, preferably the giant pack of buttons, the bigger packet, just, you know, seal the deal. Or some Jaffa cakes, like preferably a full line. Like I said, you get to seal the deal. And then if you do that and then look at me and go, hello, darling, that's just, I'm telling you now, I'm yours for the night. But I'm getting really hyper, and it's like, it's nearly 11. So I'm going to eat that, and I'm going to go to sleep and get back up early and do it all again. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Until the next one, trust the process. I'm out. Peace.